Hi, I'm Adam,
This is Kevin.
and we are Tech Guys Who Invest. This is the place for business people and investors to learn all about investing. We offer a fresh perspective on what it's like to have a day job while investing, and we share lessons learned on our investing journey. Our vision is to educate and entertain you while adding tons of value to your daily commute. Welcome to our show. This episode of Tech Guys Who Invest is brought to you by Dreamstone Investments. Dreamstone is a multifamily real estate operator based in Atlanta, Georgia, and Tampa, Florida. Dreamstone specializes in finding and acquiring off-market value-add deals across the southeastern part of the U.S. Dreamstone creates immense value by ensuring the tenants are treated like residents and by adding the Dreamstone touch to each of our communities. To schedule a call to find out more about their current offerings and to see how you can partner with them, please send an email to info@dreamstoneinvest.com. You can also check out their website at dreamstoneinvest.com.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Tech Guys Who Invest podcast, where each week we teach you how to invest wisely and safely. In our recent episode, tgwipodcast.com/what's-coming, we talk about what is coming. There's a lot of signs that are pointing to a crash, a correction, whatever you want to call it, something negative. A major negative event is happening. And it sounds like gloom and doom, and it makes us sound like alarmists, but that's not where we're trying to be. That's not who we are. What we want to do is give you as much objective information that's happening, direct from sources like the CDC, for example. We're talking about the CDC ban on evictions, things of that nature. And if something is coming, you have to be ready, right? Knowledge is only part of the battle. But if you want to win the war on your financial journey, you have to take action. But you need to have focused action, because you can read a book on mobile home parks and then read a book on multifamily, then listen to a podcast on note investing. And the next thing you know a little bit about a lot, but you're nowhere closer to achieving your financial goal, which is why we want to revisit the investor identity.
Yeah, that's great, Kevin. And what we get asked a lot is, how do I get started investing, right? Where do I get started? And we'd like to talk about that and sort of unpack and describe the best place to get started there. We believe you should get started with clarifying your goals. That will really shape everything you do after that. You need to understand what your personal goals are, where you want to be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And if you can spend some time really doing that and clarifying that, then everything you do after that should align to those goals. So what Kevin and I recommend you do is go through a little goal setting exercise. At a very minimum, carve out some time where you won't be interrupted. Get a sheet of paper and a pen, or, if you prefer to do it electronically, maybe pull up your computer and really think through what your goals are and be very honest with yourself about what that is. Some people want to just have freedom of their finances, of their time, to do what they want. Some people are pretty modest in what they want. I just kind of want a real simple lifestyle, and I don't want to have to work to pay my bills. Other people, they want to get more extravagant, right? They want the multi-million-dollar mansion on the water, and they want the Lamborghinis and the yachts and things like that. I mean, those are both goals, right? So figure out where you fit. Maybe you fit somewhere in the middle. And then once you've done that, now you can start to say, okay, what are steps I'm going to take to get there? And how does my real estate investing strategy tie into that?
That is a very fantastic point. It's working backwards to move forwards. That's how I made it through college when it came to getting my engineering degree. You get the answer to a problem and you work your way backwards to figure out how to apply what you learned in class and in the books, that you can kind of regurgitate it for the test. And that's what you do with real estate. You figure out, okay, I want this amount of cash flow per month. Can you back into that? Is it going to be multifamily? Is it going to be single family? Is it going to be notes, mobile home parks? It's one step closer to figuring out that investor identity. And there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want, but make sure it's true to who you are. Just because you see these investors that are flashing Lamborghinis, that are talking about quit your 9 to 5, never work a day in your life by buying assets, that is all good and well, but that might not be for you. And what I love, and I'm sure Adam probably feels the same way, there's a lot of personal development that comes with real estate investing, figuring out things like your investor identity, figuring out ways to focus, figuring out what it is you really want out of life, and then using something like real estate to achieve it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Your goals don't all, and probably shouldn't all, be financial. When you're doing this goal setting exercise, include life goals in there. Don't make it only about finances. Try your best to balance your goals, all of them, including lifestyle goals and things like that. That'll help you in the next step when you go to build out your investor identity. So after you've clarified your goals, the next thing you'll want to do is establish your investor identity. Within real estate investing, what do I want to do? Because there are so many directions you can go with this. In fact, that investor identity canvas that Kevin and I put together, which is a free tool you can get at canvas.tgwipodcast.com, does a great job of helping you kind of figure out what your options are can align to those goals you have.
Yeah. So when you think about real estate investing and how you want to proceed and how you want to succeed, I like to think of it as navigating through your smartphone. Let's say I needed to send a text to Adam. When I open my phone, the first thing isn't going to be send a text to Adam. It's going to be the home screen. And somehow along the way, I may get distracted, open up Instagram, open up Reddit, open up anything other than sending a text to Adam. But if I was focused, I knew exactly what I needed to do, then I would just select that app. That can happen in real estate. You can see all these different shiny objects and you will get lost, and people will effectively sell you because, they either have a course or they're trying to raise capital from you. That's normal within the real estate industry, but you could be a passive investor. That could be your identity. There's nothing wrong with that. But until you really figure out how you want to proceed throughout your journey, that is going to kind of hinder you if you don't know which way, left, right, straight forward, backwards you want to go. So as Adam was saying, we spent some time trying to solve the problem that younger Adam, younger Kevin had before we started really focusing on what we're doing now with Adam and multifamily and me and notes. We created a canvas so that you don't have to kind of face the same obstacles that we did. So check it out, canvas.tgwipodcast.com. And if you have any questions, always please feel free to reach out to us. Send us an email, techguyswhoinvest@gmail.com.
Thanks, everybody. That's it for this episode of Tech Guys Who Invest. This is Adam.
This is Kevin. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast for the latest episode updates and to receive additional investor insights to help you invest wisely and safely. You can join the TGWI Insiders community at tgwipodcast.com/subscribe. Lastly, we would love to connect with you. The best way to reach us is by sending us an email at techguyswhoinvest@gmail.com. Thanks, everybody.